Cool. Coach, if you could just recap the past series against Montana, obviously clinching the series with two wins. Talk about the performances and what stood out to you, and what are some areas you want to see improved.
Yeah, I thought we had a good weekend. Knew going into Montana it was going to be tough. They had just come, we're playing at their home. They had just come off winning 3 games the weekend before, and so we knew rolling into it was going to be tough competition, and they're playing really well right now. And that first game we kind of got, that was a tough one. Their pitcher kind of shut us down, hitting wise that first game, and then and Anna actually was pitching really well, and we were staying in it, and then it kind of broke open. We lost that first game, but then we came back and then really bounced back hard, right? So that was really nice to see. Hitting wise, we came out and just exploded with the bats. And then Grace pitched an amazing game, shut them down to 1 run. So that was excellent to come back that way, and then to clinch the series that Saturday. That's what you want to do. Can you get 2 out of 3 every weekend? That's kind of the goal, right? So I thought it really took all of us. I think we go on the road and we're short a few of our players that we don't have, to travel, and you can feel that energy kind of be a little bit lower at times, and I think we had to figure out how to be on the road and kind of find that energy for the weekend. And I think in game 2 and game 3 they really found it, and I think worked well together. Those wins were big team wins, which was great. So everybody was kind of doing their part. That means the dugout, the players that weren't playing, everybody. So I think we figured that piece out for being on the road, and ended up having a successful weekend. So yeah.
Coach, you talked about the dominant start, winning 10-1. In those kind of situations, from a coach perspective, how do you, balance staying aggressive but also understanding that, there's still outs to be captured, and, rallies can start?
Yeah. Well, even in our 3rd game, you saw we were up, could have taken it in 5 innings, and then, that's how our conference is. I mean, 1 crack of the bat and it can change anything, and they come back, get the grand slam, and they're back in it, and the pressure's on again, right? And so it's got to be that mentality of just hammering, going, and you try to close the door when you can, but anything could kind of happen in this conference. I've seen it year after year, and it is not over until the last out, for any team. And so I think we've got to just keep having that mentality of how many runs can we score, and pitchers, can we shut the door, and can we, we always kind of joke, don't put it down the middle of the plate, that's kind of our goal. And so, yeah, I mean, I think we saw that in that last game where we thought we had it, I think, early, and then boom, right, it opens back up, and then but the good thing is we maintained the lead, and then we're able to get the win. So, yeah, we got to keep doing those things, so.
Coach, great performances all around this weekend, especially on the offensive side for game 2 and 3. Francine and Walling both had, a great weekend. How have they both developed into, key contributors in your lineup and across the season?
Yeah, both of them coming off of last year being all conference players, and Walling's really been consistent for us this whole season, which has been great. And Krista, she has struggled a little early on, and so to see her break open this week and then get Player of the Week was just fantastic. And I think that only builds her confidence to continue her role through the rest of conference, and I'm excited for that. She's such a key player for us at shortstop, and she's really a vacuum over there always. And so she's been consistent playing that shortstop spot, but really I think she's been trying to find her consistency in her at bat, and that exploded this weekend, which just makes you excited for the rest of the conference for her, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coach, another familiar name Miley Morales continues to rewrite the record
Yeah.
book, another big weekend. What makes her so consistent and impactful year after year?
Yeah, I mean, Amiley's just an incredible hitter, right? And she loves to hit and, really has just been a consistent hitter in our program for, really, this is her fourth year, right? And so, and she just knows if she's feeling a little bit off, which her off is still hitting over 400, right? She'll come and she works on it, right? And so, I think she had a really nice week of practice this week and worked on some key phases of her swing, and then again comes out and has a great weekend, and the team relies on that with her, and I think she knows it, and she's just quiet about it. So.
And Coach, looking ahead, you're back home this weekend.
Yeah.
In Idaho State. What do you want to see carry over from this past series into practice, heading into more conference action?
Yeah, and Idaho State, they're tough. They are always year after year top team in the conference, and so it's exciting to get to be home. And really, what we need to roll over is can we limit them to runs? They're a really good hitting team. Can we limit them, and then can we roll over our offense and continue the offense that we've had in the first couple weeks? And we're going to need it. And everybody on the team is so important, and the energy we need to bring at home is huge for us. And so it's exciting to be at home because we have so much more energy, I think, when we have everybody, and I'm excited about that piece, and just excited to go compete. So.
And lastly, Coach, I know conference action is still early in the season, but you're off to a 4-2 start in conference. How important is it to build that momentum early and see the wins start to accumulate early in the season?
Yeah, I think this year's been a little different for us. I know in the past we've kind of started off, in that first series, like we've won one and lost two. So I think it's been a good confidence builder for us to kind of come out in both series and win 2 out of the 3 games, and we just want to keep building on that momentum, So I think that piece has played into our confidence a little bit and helped us in that area, and hope it continues to build this weekend.